So today we are going to discuss about tables creation. Write it down. And this will be interesting concept and we are going to use this every time. Not a tables creation, creating a fields and adding a fields into the existing table. So this will be very frequently which we do. Okay, just go with the notes now. Write it down. Keep it as a table as subheading. It is a collection of records. It is a collection of records collection of records in the database that contains rows and columns. I'll repeat again. It is a collection of records in the database that contains rows and columns. We'll stop. Next, continue in the same line. Each record each record each record corresponds to a row in the table row in the table Each record corresponds to a row in a table. Next, each field each field on the record corresponds to a column column in a table column in a table. Full stop. Next, write it down. Applications use tables and records to manage data and process. Applications use tables and records to manage data and process. Full stop. Next, write it down. Types of tables. Types. First one, parent table, or we call it as a base table or root table. Parent, base, or root. Next one. Second one, child table. Child table. Okay. Write it down under parent table, a single line. Which parent table is Parent table is parent table, just strike up dot like an is parent table, comma, which is not extending, extending. However, it is extensible. I'll tell you what it is. Extensible, which is extensible. Parent table, which is not extending. However, it is extensible. Write it down under child table. The same thing, but it is a vice versa, which is extending. However, it is not extensible, which is not extensible. Child table is which is extending, however, it is not extensible. Here for parent table, we can say task as an example for a parent table. And we know about the child table as well. We discuss in dictionary and dictionary override, right? Incident, problem, change. We can say these three as a child table for task table. You can write this as well. Okay, parent table example, task. Child table example, incident, problem, and change. Okay, so now let us discuss how to create what is table and how many types of tables are available here. And furthermore, we'll go with like in how to create a fields in a table. Then we will extend about like in how to create sections here, and furthermore how to add attachments to the specific table and all. And then I'll go by giving a task for you guys. Okay, so let me start with like in table first. Okay, so table is something as we know about it as well. So just give me your from your end as well. So what do you guys think about like in table? What it is? What is table in general language? Not from like in service now. Just go with like in some other, sorry.
Collection of data
Exactly. Collection of
Collect,
right.
collection of fields.
in a
Right.
structured manner.
Yes. Exactly. So let me put it in a simple way for you guys actually. So see here, whenever we are if we go with like in any database tables or something, let's say I went to one school or any government office or somewhere else, they will record the details of us, right? Let's say Aadhaar card details which they are entering. Okay, so it will have like in the columns as like a name, Aadhaar number, your address, and all these things, right? So those things which we can call it as a rows, it's like in sorry columns. Okay, and under that, under name, your name will come up. Under Aadhaar number, your Aadhaar number will come up. So for all the users, the records will be increased, and we do have a unique columns, right? So that's what about like, and we can say that is one of a table actually. Okay, so here see this is a collection of records which we have in a database which has a rows and columns. Collection of records is nothing but group of records or set of records which we are binding together in a form of like in rows and columns, and we are storing that in a database. Simply we can say this. Okay, so columns collection of records is something which we are going to maintain and manage the data. So that's what which we use this one. So somehow which we are going to use those data in future. So we just need to align the data in a proper way. It will be easy for us to navigate and it's easy to manage and maintain the data. So that's how which we use and which we create tables in service now. Not only in service now, wherever you go. So that's a purpose actually. Whereas now we'll step into the service now. So whenever we are using the service now over here, so the tables in service now. So the incident is one table, problem is one table. So we know all this stuff as well, right? So yesterday we discussed about like an instant management, and the day before yesterday is like in reports also as a table as well. So whatever the things which is available in a left navigation menu with all the modules and applications available here is nothing but a table. Okay, the concepts whatever which I'm going to discuss, maybe in previous days I was discussing, and then future days also which I'm going to discuss with like a new concepts as well. So whatever it might be, so each and everything is nothing but a table in service now. Okay, so let's get into like in what we refer to as a row and what we will refer as like in column. Let's go and check it up. So let me take it as like an example of like an incident because we are familiar with that. You can go with like an any table. Okay, problem or change or RADM or anything is fine. Okay, so this is the table view actually. Okay, so the table name will be available in a URL after servicenow.com/incident underscore list. List is something which we are in a list view, so that's why it will come up. If I go to the form view, see, I got like an incident only, not the list. So that's how it will be, how we are navigating. So where we are. Okay, so this is a table which having a columns and rows. So here the column we can refer it as a number is one column, short description is one column, category, subcategory, caller, priority, all this we can refer it as a call. And whereas these things, see here 151652. So these are the things which we refer it as a records, which is nothing but rows. The horizontal one, which we refer it as a row, is nothing but records. The vertical one, whatever we have over here, is nothing but column, which we call it as a combination of these two, which we call it as a fields. Okay, combining of like in records and fields is nothing but table here. Okay, combination of like in rows and columns. So see the combination of like in these data, which we call it as a table. Okay, so now let's get into like in types of tables. Okay, so after finishing this, I'm going to show you how you're going to create a table and the fields and everything. Okay, so types of tables we already know about, like, and we have two types. One is like in parent table, base and root. Another thing is like in child table. So as we were discussing in a dictionary, all right. So you guys are aware of like in task is a parent table and incident, problem and change is a child table. Okay, so parent table is nothing but which is not extending from other table. However, it is extensible to the other tables. So don't get confused. Let me give it over here, extending from another table. However, it is extensible to another tables. You'll get a brief, understanding now, I guess. So which is not so whenever I'm going to create a one specific table. Okay, so if I want to make that table as like in parent table, then I will have a child tables. Okay, or else if I want to get a properties of like in the parent, let's say there is like a field called some few fields, which is 20 fields, which I just need to utilize that even in my new table. Okay, I can make those 20 fields available in my child table by adding a parent table of that specific table into my child table. Then I'll get all the fields and properties to my child table as well. That's what which we call it as a, which is extending. We are extending from another table. Okay, and here this is not a extensible, so my properties I cannot share to the other table, but anyhow I can extend, I can utilize the another table properties and fields whatever which I have over here, which is nothing but which is extending from another table, and I cannot extend myself because I'm a child. In the same way, let me put it one more example here. So we have a father and son, or daughter, anyone, daughter or son, anyone. So the parent inheritance or property, whatever it might be, comes to the child. But child property or inheritance will not go back to the father, right? In the same way, the parent properties, the parent fees and everything will come to the child table. Okay, and we can utilize all the properties of a parent table into the child table. But whereas parent table is a unique one, whatever base or root one which we do have like in all the properties for that specific table only. Okay, and here the parent property might have like in another parent as well. Okay, because my father will have a grandfather as well, right? So in the same way, this parent table might have like in one more parent as well, but not a child. Okay, so you'll get like in better understanding when I go to service now tool. That's what about like in parent table and child table. So hope you got it. If not, please note it somewhere. I will clear in the end of the class. Okay. So now let me go back to like in creating a tables, and I will show you how to do that as well. There is like in two ways which we can do. For field creation, there is like in two ways actually, not for the table. So just navigate to like in tables, and then you just click on like in new button. It's like a very easy. Creating a table in Service now feels is like an easy without writing a single query or no single line of programming. Okay, so this is a table. This is like in these are like in all the tables which is available. So these tables and all will store in this specific tables table. The backend value of this is nothing but sys underscore db underscore object. So if you want to note it, you can go ahead. Okay, so this is what something which we can go ahead, and let me tell you one more shortcut over here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. And now you're audible.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I lost my network, I guess. Okay, let me refresh it. Yeah. So if I want to open any specific table or something, okay, so there is like in two ways. One is like in navigating with the applications and modules in clicking on like an all, or else in search bar, whatever the table might be. Let's say example incident. I need to open this one. So if I type this incident dot list, the list of incidents will come up in a same page, in a home page only. Okay, so if I do incident dot capital list, it will go in a new tab. The same list of records will come up, but it will go with like a new tab. Okay, let me show you. So these things which we use as the experienced persons. Okay, so just incident dot list. Okay, so before that, yeah, so see here I was navigating into like a new tab and the list of incidents got opened. Okay, so if I use capital, not a capital, just if I go with like in smaller letters of like in list, then this in the same home page only I can open this. We can give a backend value of any table and we can open this as well. Let's say if I want to open this one, just take it as a backend value and then search here object dot list. Just remember these things as experienced persons, which we use these things instead of going every time into application navigator and typing over here. We use backend values usually as experienced persons. Okay, so this is the one which list of tables is here. Okay, so if I want to make this in a new tab, just remove the smaller letters of that and then give a capital letters, it will open in a new tab, not in a home page. And let's say if I want to open a new record, okay, so new record of the any table, okay, incident dot form. So if I give this, the new record will come up. See, this is the instant of, no need to navigate directly to the list and clicking on a new button also, which we cannot do, but simply incident dot form will work. Okay, or one more thing, if I'm there in an existing thing, let's say example, this is the one, let me open this. This is the one which I was working on, and I just got an idea to create a new record. Okay, just like a requirement or something. No need to navigate or to like another things and all. Just remove all the stuff after sys is equal to, just give -1 and new record will come up. Even this also one more shortcut to go ahead with like a new record of that specific table. Okay, just remove all the stuff whatever available, and after sys underscore id is equal to give -1. Okay, even this also will work. So just remember these shortcuts while working with your projects. Okay, so now let's go back to like in the table. Okay, so this is a table. If I wanna go with like in the back, just click on like in the service now icon here, and the home page will display like this. So I feel everything whenever I work with like in service now in a new tab only. So that's how all the developers also will prefer. Okay, so just make that as well practice. Okay, so now there is a new button over here, right? So let me tell you, there is like an extends table and extensible. Okay, so extensible is something. Let me go to, I will show you clearly. So there is a task, right? So extensible is true here. This is the one. So see here, which is very clear. So extensible is true because this is a parent table which has a property. So I'll see here, allow other tables to extend this table. Whereas if I click over here, this table inherits fields from. Okay, so whenever there is like an any table over here, okay, so this is a child table which we prefer, and then if the value is true here, okay, then this is a parent table which we can refer. So extensible is something we are allowing other table to take a properties, take a fields of my field. So you are giving like in one permission or allowing some other tables to take your properties and fields. That's what about like in the parent table actually. So child table is something which we are going to utilize the properties of a parent table. Okay, so that's how which we go ahead. So I'll show you how to create a parent and child both as well now. Just click on like a new button to create a new table, or else you can use the shortcut as well, sys underscore db underscore object dot form. Okay, so now here see, this is a table new record actually. So here we have a label, name, extend table, and all the fields. Let me go with one by one. Okay, so the label. So label is something, the name of a table which you are giving. Okay, so anything which you can give depending on like in the requirement which you have, you can go ahead. Okay, so let's say example, demo table which I'm giving. Okay, so it depends on like an your requirement which we just need to go ahead. Okay, so demo table which I have given, and the name whenever I given after giving like a name of a table, just click somewhere in the cursor. Okay, so you will get a name and the new module name as well. Okay, so the name is something, the backend value of your table. Okay, so did you observe, as I told you before, there is a difference between out of the box table and a custom table. Out of the box table is nothing but which is already there in our instance. Okay, and the custom table is something which we created, is nothing but how to identify, there is a prefix with u underscore. So you can identify that as well. See, u underscore demo table. So demo table is something, the name of my table. Okay, so each and every word there will be like a one underscore. Okay, you underscore demo table. Okay, so now if I want to make this as a parent table, okay, instead of like an utilizing the another table properties over here and make this as a empty. Okay, if I want to get a properties of like in any another table, just click and select any of a table over here and the details will come up. The details is nothing but the fields and everything. So when we need to use this is nothing but, let's say I just got a requirement from the client, okay, stating that I with existing table there is a, let's say example as a table. Okay, so in asset table there is like in 20 to 30 fields which I just need to utilize, or else the whole uh, fields which I just need to utilize. Okay, so you can use that asset table as a parent table. All the fields will come up into the child table as well, and then the extra fees whatever the client is like in giving as a requirement will go and will create it. And one thing, they will give you all kind of stuff, whatever the things which we need to create a table and everything which they will give you in a requirement document, so you can follow the document and you can create it. Okay. Let me go with like in creating a one child table now by getting a properties of like an asset table. Let's say this is a demo table, right? So if I select like an asset table here, so whenever I click here preview this record, as a I is nothing but information info, open record. Okay, so here see, this is a asset table, right? So if I click on like an show form, scroll down and click on show form, just to show you how many fields are there in the form view. We go back. I clicked like a form layout, I guess, instead of show form. See, that is like a show. Yeah, while loading, it's coming back. Okay, so scroll down and click on, let that load. So this is the form of the assert. See here, display name, all category, model, and everything which is available, right? So let's say client is asking me, he just need a 20 to 30 fields the same thing, or else the properties which I need to get from another table. Okay, so I can, for the demo table whatever which I'm creating, okay, for that table I get like an all the fields if I make this as a extend table as asset. So now see, this will act as a parent table and this will act as a child table. Okay, if I remove this one, assert, then this alone is a parent table. So you can give a permissions as well. Here we have a extensible. Okay, in a control tab we have extensible. If I check this one in future, okay, so this demo table get can be accessed with like an extend to like an another table as well, because this will act as a parent table, and then the another fields whatever the tables which they are getting our properties, our demo table properties will act as a child table. Okay, so now let me showcase how what will happen if I extend the asset table details to the demo table. Okay, so here let me go with like in these thing, and these things will I'll go with like in after some time. So application, we know about it. This is for something which we will make the table available for whole instance. Okay, and here see create module, create mobile module. So this create mobile module we got very in a recent update only, recent version. Before we do have like an only create module. So create mobile module is nothing but if I'm using the instance by using like in mobile or tab, so then it will apply. Okay, so you can uncheck this for now because we are not going to use this one. Okay, so we can go like in create module. So if I check this as a create module, okay, so this demo table will available in my search bar, left navigation menu. So if I type the table, that will come up. So as of now there is no results, right? Okay, after saving the record it will come up. Okay, and then add module to menu. So if I want to create a new one, so I need to keep it as like this, or else if I want to make this demo table under any other application, Okay, then I can add any of an existing application here, and I can add this to any another application. Okay, under that application, this demo table module will appear, and there is a new module name, so you can change the module name as well. Okay, so by default we'll get a table name only here. Okay, so now let me save the form. And now see, the columns is like an empty here, right? After saving it, we'll get multiple columns because we are getting a assert properties, assert table field. See here we have 76 fields without creating. Before here it was like an empty, right? And now I got it because the things came up. Okay, so now if I scroll down, let me show you. I'll give like an all the options available here, the explanation which I'll give you just for like an this for, just for now. Let me go with like a show form. Now it's loading. See, I'm in a demo table, right? So like a demo table, you underscore demo table. But the whatever the fields, sections, everything which is available even here as well, as I have taken it as a parent, as a table. See, both are same now. But check it out like in the backend value of this ALM underscore assert and then U underscore demo table. The properties, whatever which is available of the another table which I have taken, that will come into my current table as well. So that's how which we create a table. It's nothing but creating a non-child table actually. Okay. So now let me create a parent table and we'll show you all the values to the rest of the stuff. So just type it out like in tables under system definition tables we have, right? So I can navigate like this as well or else backend value as well. Okay, so now just go with like a new, click on new. So before I have given the extend table as a asset. So now I'm making it as a parent table and this will be empty. Okay, so let me make it as a demo parent table. Name you can go with like an anything as like in while practicing. Okay, and the name it will come up the name and this is like and done. And if I scroll down, see the columns I haven't added it, and then there is no columns available for this one. Let me go to controls and let us discuss this. There is a extensible, so if I want to make this as a parent table and the properties should extend to the another tables as well if they want, then I can click on this extensible. Okay, you can uncheck this if you want. You should not allow this as well, then it will not. If I check this one, then only whenever I click on this extends table, this table will come up, or else it will not. Okay, see here I have like in 294, but as usual, if I go with like in the tables, there is like a more than that. See here, there is 4,604. Okay, so why I'm getting only few over here is nothing but, so these tables are a parent tables. That's what the count is 294. Okay, so I can check this one. Then this table, the new table demo parent table will available in this extends table list as well. Okay, so now let me go with like in the next one live feed. So live feed is nothing but I just need to we do have like a live feed in incident as well. So if I want to get a feed is nothing but the updates, live updates, all these things and all for this table, then I can check on this live feed. Okay, and the next thing I have a auto number. So if I go to incident, there is a number starting with INC, right? So if I want that as well, then I will get it. See here, if I check on this, the prefix will be DEM because the table starting three letters will take. For instant also INC is the starting. That's what will take as the INC. Okay, DEM it will take. You want to change it, you can change it as well. And the number it will start from like 1,000, and the number of digits it will start with like a 7. Okay, you can change this as well if you want, depending on like an your requirement. Okay, and if I scroll down, see there is a user role as well, u underscore and the parent table name. Okay, so This is what something which if I click on like an access control, okay, then the role will come up. So those who having this role only can access this table. Okay, irrespective of admin role will get like in full access, right? So if he has this or not, he can access. Other than admin role, if the person having this one can access or else cannot. Okay, if I uncheck this one, then it will be available for everyone. Okay, that's kind of like in security or else access which we can provide to the another users. By default, we'll get it. If you want, we can use this as well. Okay, and the next one, see application access. So here we can give an access for like in all the applications. Okay, we can give a permissions to read the thing, and we can create a records, we can update a record, we can delete a record. So giving an access to respective users as well by checking over here. And here see there is like in web services as well is nothing but whenever we are utilizing this table for our integrations, then we will check that one web services. And then allow configuration, if I want to give a permissions to allow others to configure this table, then I'll allow this. Okay, so that's how. Let me save the table. So now demo table is created and I have created a module as well. Right. So now see there is like in one interview question which they will ask you whenever I create a table. Okay. So what are the default fields will be created? They will ask you. So if I go back to the column, see whenever I click on save, so these 7 fields came up. And this is the one which we got it whenever I click on controls or this one number. Okay, so these are the things. One is like in, I'll go with like in one by one. Number we have got it. Update, updated. So when it is updated, date and time will come up. Updated by who updated this? The details will come up. Updates, number of updates, how many happened? It's like an integer value. SysID. SysID is nothing but GUID, which is a unique ID for each and every record. We'll get it. Okay, so see here, SysID is equal to, this is a SysID of the specific table. Okay, and then created, when it is created, and created by who created it. Okay, and the class, this is what something extra one which have added recently, latest version. So here we can add a class of a specific system class name is the one. Okay, so this field has like an added very recently. Okay, so these are the things you can give like in these details as well, at least 6 to 7. Okay, so it will be enough while giving an answer in interview. Okay, so this is the one we got like in totally 8 fields will get, we have got it. So you can say this. If I want to add like an extra fields, okay, there is like in 2 ways. One is like in see insert a new row. So let me test this. Test field. Okay, click on this to save it. Okay, give the type of our field. Let me go with a string for now. You can type the string or else you can click on this and you can get it as well. And the rest I'm giving as like an empty. So this is like an saved as well. And whatever which we have created, that will, you can see the mark as like an cross mark will be available. Okay, I cannot delete these things, but I can delete these two if I want. Okay, and let me go back. Okay, so I will go ahead with like in related links options and then these options as well. Okay, so the first is like in design form. So if I want to design this, if I want to add few fields over here, or, if I want to align the fields, if I want to create like an, arrangement of like in fields and everything, which I can do in this. Okay, so here I have a number and I have a field as well. So I can drag and drop and wherever I want to keep it. Okay, so that will work over here. Okay, the next option which is available is layout form. So layout form is nothing but we already know it. So right click and configure layout we have, right? So this is the one which will get it available fields here and then the fields available over here. Okay, and let me go back to the table. So if I scroll down, see I have a layout list as well. So there is like a layout list. So here I have access control labels and everything, right? So if I want to add anything for that, then I can go ahead with that too. So both will be like an similar. Okay, and the next thing, this is what something which we just need to focus on, show form and show list. If I want to open, if I want to showcase like in form of this one, see, this is a number field which I have get it, and this is the test field I have created. Okay, so if I go back, this is a form of a this table. So if I click on like in show list, okay, list of the table will come up. As of now, no records to display because we haven't created any record, right? So let's say example, I can create a new record as well only for this too. For test, I will go with like a test only. So if I submit it, and this record will be there. See, with one number field, this is a number and this is a test field having a value with test. So I'm going to create multiple fields as well over here. Okay, so just for like an understanding purpose, I have added that. Okay, let me go back to the table. Okay, so now see there is like a show sigma map as well. Okay, so just click on this one where we can see the map over here. The flow chart kind of thing will come up. So which one is a parent table, which is a child table, and from here how many are got involved over here. So everything will display here. So this is a parent table, right? So that's why. So only single thing is available. So if I go back to like in child table and check it up, so you'll get like in the flow and everything will be displayed. Okay, and the next thing, add to service catalogs. So we have a service catalog as well in service now. If I want to create a same table, same kind of table data into like in service catalog as well, then I can add it to a service catalog as well. Okay, so I can add it as a variable, short description and category. I'll add it and I can save it. Okay, it will act as a service catalog. And the fields, whatever which I have given, will act as a variables. Okay, and the next thing is nothing but here run point scan. Run point scan is nothing but it will just scan the table. Okay, how many records are there and how many got deleted, how many got updated. So these kind of data will come up. Okay, run point scan, so it will take some time to scan it and it will show if there is like any errors and extensions and everything. See, scan completed with zero warnings, errors, findings and succeeded. So we can check it out by clicking on like in results as well. Okay, this is what explore REST API. So this we will use in a not integrations actually. So if I want to utilize this table in integrations, okay, so then I will click on this REST API. Okay, and if I scroll down, see this is a related list we call. Okay, so here the tab is like an access control. Access control is something which is available, which we are giving an access, right? So I have clicked on like in create, delete, read and write, right? Here application access. So that's how the access will showcase even here as well, ACLs. Okay, the next thing, labels. So the table label will be displayed in this one. Okay, and then database index. If there is like any index regarding this, again the table and how the column is, all the details will showcase. And even table subscription configurations will be available as of now, which is not applicable. So here we are going to use the first one only, and these three we are not going to use much. Okay, so this is how the table fields will be there for every table, even for child or parent table. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll go to the table and we'll start creating fields. Okay, so there is like in two ways to create a fields, right? One is this one we can add over here, and one more thing is like in form design we can go ahead, or else even for form as well. Design form, there you can create a field, or else even here also you can create a field. So let me start creating a field for you. Right click on the banner to create a field. Just go to configure, and here see the second option, form layout. So these two options also available. Form design also fine, form layout also fine. Okay, so this is the way. So see here, this is a sludge bucket, left side sludge bucket and right side sludge bucket. Okay, so if I scroll a bit down, see here I have a create new field, right? So create new field I have. So this is the one we can give a name of a field here and type of a field we can give it and field length which we will go ahead. Small, medium, large, if it is string. Okay, so now I'll go with like in the requirement for you guys. So I'm going to create one kind of, admission form. Okay, so whoever the students or else the candidates is like in joining up, so I can fill those details over here. Okay, but in general, in a real-time project scenarios, they are going to give like an server details, mostly existing tables only which we are going to create it. Okay, it's like and we are going to utilize it. Okay, so mostly which we are going to add a extra bills to the existing tables only. Okay, we are not gonna use more much about like in creating a new tables, custom tables and all. It will happen, but not very frequently. Okay, so what I'll do, I will create like in one admission form which has like in all the fields and respective sections with like an attachments as well. Okay, so you can take like an any government application forms or SBI form or anything. Okay, just add on the fields over there like a number, account number, type of an account, and father name, account name. It's like an all the details, IFC code, and all these details, just to practice how the fields to be created and how the type of field will be available in ServiceNow. So if you're aware of like in the options available in ServiceNow, creation of like in table, then it will be easy for you to create a fields in your projects as well. Okay, so let me go ahead with like in those stuff. I'll go with like a name and that should be a string only. Add it. Click on add. See here, the name is added over there. Okay, let me remove this split. I'll tell you this as well, what it is. Okay, just for better understanding, number, text field, and name we have created. This is default, we got it. And this I have created in the table list view, and the name I have added right now. Okay, now I'll go with like an father name. So we are running out of the time. So I will just add like an only less fields. Okay, so this is a string field which I have added, right? Let me go with like another type of a field. Okay, so let me go ahead with like an location, which location he belongs to. Okay, so we have a table in our you know service now as like a location actually. Okay, reference field, and just type it out like in location. Just select the table as well. So which table which you are referring to. Okay, so see here CM and location. Okay, just add it. I have added the location reference field, string field. Now let me go with like in choice field. So which state he belongs to or city he belongs to. State, which I can go with like in choice. See here I have a choice. So here we do have like in date and time. Okay, so currency, conditions, colors, okay, choices, and you can go with like in audios as well, attachments you can add it. Okay, so different images also, icons also you can add it. Because so these things which all the options is available here. So most frequently which we use string field, choice field. Okay, so true or false, date and time, reference field. Okay, these fields which we use very frequently and attachments very rare. And rest of the things we do have like in all the options as well available, but most probably we are not going to use it. So these are the options which we use mostly: string, reference, and choice, and the rest will go ahead according to the requirement. So those things which I will add over here. So just go with the choice list. Okay, and here the type is like in choice. We will add the choice later. I'll show you that as well. State, let me add city. It also choice only. Okay, and then date of joining, I will go with date. We have a date and time. So difference between date and time and date is here only date will come up and here the time also will come. So let me go with date, add. So let us see how these fields look like. Save it. So we have created these fields right now. So let that save. It's done. Click on close. So now see all the fields came up. So now it is not looking, good, right? So we just need to separate these fields just like an incident left side fields and right side fields that we can do. But before that, so these are the string fields which I have added. Okay, and this is a location field, so which is referencing to a location table, and this is a choice field which I can add a choices as well, and this is a date field which I can add a date. Okay, and I can change this as well, which I can get it from as a user table as well. Okay, so now we'll separate it. So this is not looking good, so we will separate few fields in the left side and few fields in the right side. So for this, we need to use a split. So see here, begin split, split and end split we have, right? So let me move these two. If I click on control, I can select multiple. Okay, just to go ahead. So begin split, move this to like in top and end split should be in a last. Okay, and split is something, so from where you have to divide this one. Okay, so we can move the fields as well wherever we need. Okay, see now this number, name, father name, mother name will be in the left side, and then location, state, city, date of joining and test field will be in the right side. Let us have a look. Click on save. See, these four fields is like in here and these are here. Okay, so let me comparatively, so if here, if we observe this, see here, the same fields which is available over here, right? And the here as well. So we can go with like an, short description as well with like a multi-line text string as well. So if I make this as like an, test field outside of the end split. Let me move this end. Okay, so this test field will act as a straight line. So here, see, this is what something. So even this also, which we can go ahead, the appearance should be good as well. Okay, so now we'll go with like in how to create a choices. See here, I have a three options available. Here I have a multiple options, and one more thing I'll go ahead. So see, there is like in category. I have applied the category as well, right? Yeah, there is like an UI policy for this, and I haven't, disabled it, I guess, because that's why the category field is like a missing. I applied the. Let me go with the recent one. So to make these things as like an active and inactive, just move this active to like in front. Let me get the latest one. So we can make this as like an inactive in a list view as well, like this. Okay, refresh it. Yeah, now I got the category. Now, yeah. So now I'm going to showcase like in, so depending on like in the category field, the subcategory is coming up, right? So if it is like in another thing, let's say hardware, the values is like in changing over here. So this also I'm going to show you how we are going to do that. Okay, so let me add a state and city fields over here. We have a two ways. One is like in configure dictionary, another is like in configure choices. So if I click on like in configure dictionary, scroll down, and here I have a choice session. So here I can click on new and I can add a choices over there. Or else another one is configure choices. This is something easy than that actually. Configure choices. So here we'll add it. So the field is like a state field, right? CU underscore state. Did you observe the backend value of a state which we created? That's why we have a prefix u underscore. Okay, so now let us add the fields of a state, right? Let's say, let me go like in shortcuts over here, Tamil Nadu, and just add like in Karnataka, and UP, let's say 3 is fine. So just save this. So now see if I click on like in state, I have AP, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Okay, just for like in demo purpose, I'm giving a shortcuts over here because we are running out of the time. So while you are doing, just give your preferred names, your desired names, whatever which you have in your mind, anything is fine. So now I'm going to add the cities of those states. Okay, let's say example Vizag, Vizag for AP. Okay, and there is like in Vijayawada. Okay, now let's go with like in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Madurai, Karnataka, Bangalore, and any other states. Coimbatore is from like in Tamil Nadu only, right? Let's say
From Kochi.
Mysore, yes. Thank you. Yeah, save it. So now I have added the cities as well for the states. One for like an AP and one for like in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka as well. Right. So now my task is like and depending on like in the state, I just need to display the city over here. Let's say if I selected AP, okay, I just need to get only Vizag and Vijayawada, not the rest. These four should be not displayed there. Okay, so how to do this? Let me duplicate this and I just need to go with like in configure dictionary. So I will show you how the choices will be added to the choice section as well. So see, the values were added over here, right? So in city, just scroll down, there is a advanced view. Okay, click on that and we'll get like an extra options as well. So now see there is a dependent field. So if we use dependent field here, okay, so just go ahead with like in state. We are depending on a state only, right? City should depend on state. Okay, so just
Yes.
depend on a field state. Just select this field as like in state. And if I scroll down, see there is a dependent value in choices. Okay, so what you can do, just go back to the state field and get the backend value of these things. Okay, so backend value is something which the value is available over here. Sometimes the label and the value might be different. So for us, it is like the same. Sometimes it will be different in your projects. So what you need to do, just go with like in the backend value of the field, the state field we are in, and then copy this and then give the values for the Vizag. It's AP. For Vijayawada, also it's AP. And the next one, TN, Tamil Nadu. Just go with like an TN, and from Madurai. Okay, and then Bangalore, KA. Just give these values as a dependent value of these cities. And whenever I clicking on like in the tick mark is nothing but save only. But for like in save side, so we do clicking on like in save as well again. Okay, so but both will work. And now let me go back to like in the table and we'll check whether that's working or not. Okay, so let me go back. Yeah, see. So here, if I click on like an AP, I got only Vizag and Vijayawada. So you can see the difference. If it is like in TN, only Chennai and Madurai. And if I click on like in Karnataka, only Bangalore and Mysore. So I'm just giving like in the field names as are used in a day to day life. We are using these stuff because you will understand the concept first, and then you can change the technical names over here and you can utilize it. Okay, so that's how which the dependent value will work. So now we are done with like in what is table, types of tables, and creating a fields and then dependent values of those fields. So now let's move to like in creating a sections and then adding on attachments and related list over this. Okay, so just pay me for like a few more 10 minutes please, and click on like in configure and go to form layout to create a sections. And here see there is a form u1 section, right? So the new view name is like a default only. Okay, so if I want to create a new view, then I'll click on new and I will rephrase the give the value view name over here, and you can adjust the fields for that specific view. Creating a view is this is what actually. So now our thing is like in creating a sections. As of now we have demo parent table one thing. If I want to add one more session, okay, sections is nothing but see here I have a note. This is one section, and related records is one more session, and this is one more session. So under this I have a these fields, under this I have a these fields, and under this I have these fields available. Okay, so if I want to make that as well, okay, so just create a session. Let's say this is a student details, right? Let's say example result or subjects or anything. But if I go with like an assert table, you'll understand clearly how we are going to utilize the sections. That is like in different sessions over there in assert table, right? So the purpose of using assert sections is nothing but arranging a fields in a proper way under the session. So that is like an heading for something. I open the dashboards or what? Yeah. So there is like an any heading kind of stuff over there, and under that it should, let's say example financial details, that should come up. Let's say example there is like an as a details which is there, or else if there's like any state details available there. So that's how which we can go ahead. See, you'll get like a better understanding why we need to use a section. See, this is a general session. General details of assert will be available. Let's say if I go to the financial, only the financial things, cost, price, okay, estimated type and everything will available. Okay, and disposal, so disposal details is available. So in that way, which contracts, if there is like any contracts available for this, then we will maintain entitlements. If there is any entitlements for this, then we will go ahead. Okay, so that's how which we are going to utilize this. Okay, so see here how we are going to add a sections is nothing but I just added like a subject over here. Okay, so now let us save this. Oh, sorry, here I have created like an section, right? I need to add a fields to that session, right? So let me go with like in subjects English. This is string only. Let me add with like in Hindi string only. And what else? Mass. Let's say example 3 I'm adding over here and click on save. These three will be available under subject section. Okay, so we can use the split as well here, and we can set this in a proper way too. Okay, so go back to this. You can see the subject, right? If, to check on that one, just click on this one. Okay, the three will come up. Okay, so you can utilize the split as well, and you can add. Go back and split it, and I'll add one more field as well. It's not looking good if it is single. Social I have added. Let's say save it. So two fields will be in a left side and two fields will be in a right side. So now one session is nothing but in under subject we have these four. Let me add one more. Let's say one more session. Just go to the session and click on new and give it, let's say, example results. Okay, and give the fields of that as well. Grade, and you can give like an integer as well. Total, percentage, in that way which you can add on. Okay, you can you give like an integer value or string value. Okay, so whatever the type of a field which you like it, you can go ahead. So now see the results also added here. So this is a subject is one session and result is one more session. So if you want, you can split it and you can try that as well. Okay, so this is about like in how to create a sections. So let's say example, if I want to, let me save this without the details also we can save it. So see, this is a record is saved. So if I open this demo, and one more thing, if I refresh this and if I click here, if I type it out with like a demo, so the my table will be available in a application navigator as well, as I showed you as a module which I have added, right? So if I type demo, see here, demo parent table also available and demo table also available. This is a parent table, child table which I created before, and this is a parent table I created. So how we got this in a search bar? Because while we are creating, I have clicked on a create a module. That's how which we got it. Okay, so now let us go with like in adding a related list as well. So I can add attachments, goal relationships as well. So as of now, let's say I just need to add a TC or something else. So I can add attachments over here. This is a related list. So in incident, we have a task SLAs and all these things, right? So that's how which I can go ahead and I can add a attachments too. Okay, so I can add multiple attachments as well. So this attachment, this related links, how we are going to create is there is a relationships in our service now instance. Just we will navigate to there and we'll select the table, which table details should be displayed in the specific table. Okay, then that will come up. As of now, which I have added existing table which is attachment, just click on like a new and you can add an attachment over here. Let's say you can add like a TC or anything over here. Okay, so that's how which we are going to create a tables sections and then going ahead with like a different field types as well and dependent values and all this. Okay, so now we are clear with like in what is table and why we need to use this and types of tables which I have done, and I have created a child table and parent table as well. Then I have showcased how to create a fields and then type of a fields which we can use it and dependent value how that will work. And then I have gone to sections creation and then adding a related list as well. Okay, so let us navigate or else let us open this list of records now. So see, we have a two records. So we do have like a personalizer thing. As we know, we can set up all the values as well over here. Father name, mother name, okay, your name, anything. So whatever the fields which you need to display in the list view, you can personalize it and then the fields will come up. Okay, and now the task which I'm going to give you is nothing but create a table. Let's say any announce form or registration form of any government form or something else. Let's take it as like an SBI, or else let's take it as like in some another government application form or something. Take it and then go with like in your own fields. If you are not good with like in creating a innovative fields and all, you're not sure, just go with like a, let's say, SBI form. Okay, so here you will get like a lot of forms as well. So just go with like an account name. So see the names which you can go ahead. So name of an event. So you can take at you can pick like in few fields from there if you're not clear with like in what kind of fields I need to add on. Not only SBI, you can go with like in any government forms and you can add it. That's for like in just for practicing purpose only, but in real projects they are gonna give like in full details, table name, what kind of fields we need to add on, all the things will be available there. Okay, so create a field with like in one specific table. Okay, and now add the apply the dictionary override as well, and then use the UI policies too. So whatever the things which you have clear right now. Okay, and the reports also which you can create it with this specific table. So just practice all the concepts which we have covered till now with this the custom table whatever which you have done. And one more thing I just need to show you, the backend value of our custom field is will be as a prefix with u underscore. Did you see that? U underscore father name. Father name is the field name and the backend value will be like u underscore. Even the table name also u underscore will be started because we have created it. If it is like in by default we have from a system, then that is a out of the box one. If we create it, that is a custom one, we have a u underscore. If it is out of the box, u underscore prefix will not be available. If we create it, then it will be there. Apply the mandatory field, read only field, you can hide few fields. Okay, you can based on like an condition, you can go ahead with like in some other stuff as well by using UI policies. Okay, so that's how we start practicing with that. So take time today or tomorrow, just practice it. Okay, so we might have like in extra class on Saturday, right? So I'll check on Saturday. So how you have created like in table and all, how you have applied everything, because you might working somewhere, so you might not get some time to apply all the stuff in a single day. Okay, so just go with like in this thing and practice it. So if you are done with like in by today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow, it's also fine. Okay, so let me know while practicing if you have any queries, something is not coming up. So I'll be there to guide you. So yeah, that's how about like in tables creation, guys. So now I'll go with your questions. So let me know if you have any queries on this concept.
Priyanka,
Yes.
this number field is
Mhm.
something that is automatically popped up in the corresponding
Correct.
way.
Yes.
Do we need to configure it separately somewhere, or how it is?
We have that, right? Let me show you. And one more thing, there is like an we can navigate the table as well. Where's the configure? So here we can click the table and we can go to the table as well. I told you, right? So this number field is available in controls. So this is what something which you have given. There is a number one field. After checking that, the prefix will be auto filled. If we want to change it, we can change it as well, or else we can make it as like in the same one. So DEM is nothing but the first letter of our table will take it. Okay, so that's how the number field came up. This one. Clear? Or do you I wanna show like in from starting? Let me go to the tables. If I click on new, there is a control. See auto number. So here we have a field, right? So if I check this one, then I'll get this. As of now, the label is like an empty. That's why the prefix also by default, it doesn't take anything. If I add something over there, and the first three letters will be taken. So this is the auto number which we can utilize for the number.
So
Okay.
here, so you have given 1,000 in the number. That means there will be
Mm.
four, uh, up to four.
It will start from thousand. The
It
end of
is
the thing, it starts from thousand,
okay.
thousand one, thousand two, thousand three. It will start from that. If you wanna change something, you can change it as well, and the digits will be seven. You can count it as well, three and four. Okay, so that's how DEM and it starts with thousand and the digits is seven. You can reduce or you can increase as well. By default, we'll get this. Fine.
Yes, fine.
Yeah, good. Any other questions? All good?
Priyanka, we can
Yes,
change
Nitin.
extend table. Will give any assets or anything field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We will update and we can change configure again it in same table.
I didn't get your question. So if I use the asset table as a child table, can we
Hmm.
configure the child table or else can we configure the parent table you're asking?
Child table.
Yes, we can. We can. That's what I told you, right? Let me go back to the demo table, right? So this is the one which I have created, right? So this is the one. So we go with the new. Here I can go to the configure and I can change whatever I want. I can add extra sessions, I can add extra fields, I can remove the existing fields as well. I can hide it. So whatever
No,
according
no,
to
no.
the
I am asking.
requirement.
I am asking the we have ascended asset table right here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We can change another table for child table. We can change
Oh,
like.
yes, yes, we
Oh,
can, but that is not the preferred one. I got your question. If I go back to this, I'll show you now. Where is the configure? Go to the table. So now see, let that load. This cannot be changed. Okay, so which is like in read only. The backend value and the extent table is like in cannot be changed. If you want like an another table, then we need to go with like a new table only.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. And that is not preferred one as well because we have taken a properties of like an under table and changing to the other table is like a not preferred. If still we have like an need to do that, we can create a new table. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? All good? Okay, fine. So tomorrow we are going to discuss updates that's actually which is important concept. Okay, so don't miss tomorrow's class anyhow. Okay, I'm gonna upload this video as well after a few minutes. Check it out and practice well. If you have any queries, let me know. Okay, guys, thank you for joining and thank you for bearing for like few more extra minutes. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.